Hi, this is Daniel Zana. I'm just doing a vlog update that I have um, discovered a huge can of worms, and it's a connection with the three musketeer companies that are slowly, or actually not quite slowly, but quite rapidly privatizing the British government, and the thing where sense where they take over um, practically almost anything, from benefits to tax to um, public services to police to military and so on and so forth. These three are Serco, G4S and Capita. Capita tends to focus mainly on dealing with tax. It's no longer your local government and all that that's doing the tax, or the Capita is becoming the new taxman, in a sense where they take money, and which is actually explains why people who are already paying council tax um, have to pay now more double than what what it was originally, and then people on benefits are now are having to be forced to pay, and that's all managed by Capita, the very people that actually work in connection with the TV license people, who were actually involved with BBC and the cover-ups of, or not the cover-ups, but were involved in implementing 9/11, and were involved with 9/11, and um, the thing is, well, that's gone. The thing is, with 9/11, the thing is, it's also found out that David Icke is actually funded or gets money by Capita. So your tax money is actually funding David Icke to promote this reptilian anti-extraterrestrial agenda, which is actually going to be used, part of the last card, part of the last card agenda which Carol Rosen had warned about, and this whole anti-extraterrestrial agenda makes it very difficult to make things improve and make Earth rejoin the galactic family, or and beyond, through the universe and all that, and reach the point of Illuminization, or even to implement paradism. This is basically the so-called New World Order, or new actually should be called New World Dictatorship, which is part of these companies, and the Conservative government, particularly of David Cameron, is part of all this, and the thing is, he's just making odds and all that, and they're also part of the Bohemian Grove Club and all that, Bilderberg Group, it goes on. Now, Serco is more involved with, is actually a global corporation. They mainly deal with quite a lot of things, actually, and they're wanting to take over the NHS, or together with Capita, and they're already working with G4S. and G4S is really working on private prisons where they actually make people work in prison, saying that it's good for them because the prisoners are busy and all that. But what they don't say is their plans for the UK and people who can't work and all that will probably be forced into these labour camp things, where towns and cities become um, like concentration camp things where people are forced to work as slaves. Um, this is what I kind of worked out from all the data that I have, and it's part of that dream I had, which my brain had put it together into a visual simulation of the not too distant future before all hell breaks loose. If things don't go right, if paradism doesn't happen, doesn't materialize, or if the extraterrestrials don't come. Um, so let's see. This is the thing that's on the setup. What I'm also going to say is Serco is involved with the Navy Space Agency. They're the ones that kind of done the alien, what they call alien reproductive vehicles, reverse engineered spacecrafts they had got from shooting down genuine extraterrestrial um, flying saucers and things, and they part of, you can see they're very much part of actually starting any kind of war or something like that. Then G4S works together with us, um, where Capita as well wishes to um, privatize the military, the British Army as well. Like as if these companies wanted to take over every single aspect of society. And the thing is, if you had a job problem and you were employed in one of these, you have no chance in getting re-employment again. Also, what I'm going to say is what's also an issue is Capita Serco. They tend to use the jargon of human capital. When I've read this, I actually felt nauseous because I see people as, which in other words it actually means human livestock, and it's based on this, the human capital system is kind of like based on the idea of monetizing the value of people according to their skills and abilities. And the thing is, it's quite sickening that I was actually quite sickening to see that in on the internet, and quite openly blatant about it. And what actually, it's like treating people as cattle. This was pretty frightening as well. So basically, I'll go to the visional dream I had. What actually happened is, like what's happening now at the moment with the council tax, people on benefits, who have disability allowances and all that, they're forced to pay the council tax. What actually happens, G4S is wanting to privatize all the prisons. So what actually happens in the thing is dream, whatever we call it, um, people can't afford to pay their council tax, which is distributed, or it actually should be called capita tax, because the councils only receive a fraction of your payment, and the rest goes to capita and all these corporations to fund G4S, to fund the weaponization of space, to fund um, the anti-extraterrestrial agenda, including David Icke. I couldn't find anything with G4S in connection with the who's funding Allies of Humanity. Um, but I've had personal experience where with my protest against Allies of Humanity, a new message from God, um, they actually got G4S personnel to my door, like overnight kind of thing, and that was pretty frightening as well. Um, um, so that was pretty frightening as well. So these things are all kind of like linking up, and it's got to the point where I'm actually going to blow the whistle on this. But how, I don't know. Well, I am doing it at the moment by talking to you about it. But the thing is, like, you know, when I phoned up about the council tax, that lady couldn't even answer the question why. And then seeing a YouTube video where this one smart man tries to ask the same question, they couldn't answer him. Well, and then I googled a bit further, and then I found the answers. It's because council tax is managed and organized by Capita, the very people with the TV license people, and these are the very people that kind of staged the 9/11 attack, in a sense, making it an inside job. So, and these people don't see people as people with conscious beings that have feelings, emotions, and all that. They just see them, as they mention on their websites, human capital. Like saying associating human beings to livestock. And this is very frightening phenomena and quite scary. And discovering this just makes me realize how primitive and how backward this planet is, despite all the the bells and whistles and everything, and the technology improvements. They still the political system is so backward. It's like that's why extraterrestrials are so scared when they come here, because probably that's why the hybrids are here, because of this dilemma. And yeah, I think I'll finish off at the moment, but it is pretty much of a shock.